I want to go over as we wrap up just our presentations. And then you're welcome to finish making your board. I have this space until 5 o'clock. I'm not scared. I have this space until 5 o'clock, so feel free to finish your board, no rush, but I want to go ahead and present the last presentation. When I thought about the vision board party, I was like, a lot of times we create vision boards and we look at it for the month of January. If we met in December, we look at it for January, then we don't look at it again. 2 years ago, I did a vision binder event to where in the binder, you kind of put all the stuff that you need to have a successful year. The year before that, I did the vision board chalkboard party, whereas I understand that sometimes there's a change or there's a shift, so that sometimes your goals are now have changed. But this year, the reason why I stuck with vision board party is because I encourage everybody to, when you are done creating your vision board, put it somewhere that you can see it every day. Like I have no choice but to see this every day. I gotta put it in a place and kind of create yourself a routine of seeing your vision board, so that the more that you see it, the more you will actually start marking things off on your vision board. But not only do I encourage you to complete your vision board, make sure that it's present in your home, but right after this, it's time to make a plan. Now I got the vision board, I done wrote out the vision board, but now it's time to actually create a plan. When I create my day, when I create a plan of how my day goes, I am more successful. More goals are accomplished simply because I sat out and said, this is what I'm doing this hour, this is what I'm doing that hour, this is what I'm doing that. Thursdays are my days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, I'm working 8 to 8. But I make sure that I start off my day with prayer and I end my day with prayer. But on Thursdays, that's my day to pour into my business. That's my day I actually have that. If I do not, because that's my off day, if I don't plan that day, then it would just be an off day of rest. And although rest is needed, we also, if we want to grow and we want our goals to not just be goals, dreams, but we actually want them to live that reality of our goals to become our reality, we have to create a plan. So discussing goals, there are some obstacles that you might run into. And I want you just to keep in mind, I gave everybody sticky notes, and you can either answer these questions, or if you have questions, you can put that down on sticky notes. What obstacles might keep you from reaching your goal? My obstacle is time management. I think I don't have enough time, but when I sit down and actually plan out my day, I have more than enough time. How can I remove those obstacles? Simply by not making excuses, but start making a way to make them making things go forward. Am I really committed to accomplishing these goals? Some goals that you have set for yourself are not your goals. Some goals you set for yourself because somebody else told you that you were good at it. No. We all were created on purpose with a purpose. And that specific purpose, we are to live our life making sure that purpose is known, walking in that purpose, making sure that we are serving others with the gift that we were naturally born with. What do you need that you don't have to reach this goal? What I didn't have was a team. I have a team now. The next obstacle is opening my mouth, asking my team to help me. So you're gonna have obstacles, and then once you figure out how to solve them, there might be something else, but you have to learn how to continue to push forward, push through. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the rate of my current performance? When I look at my goals and I see where I'm at, I feel like I'm at a 6. The reason why I feel like I'm at a 6 is because I can plan my day and still not do it. So not only do you have to plan your day, have your goals, plan your day, but you have to have the discipline to stay dedicated and to stay focused. And in order to have that, you have to be able to pour into yourself and empower yourself, and to make sure that the energy around you is on the same page. Habits. You sow a thought, you reap an act. You sow an act, you reap a habit. You sow a habit, you reap a character. You sow a character and you reap your destiny. You are what you do daily. So if every day I'm going to sleep early, it's something that's not being done. If every day I'm making excuses, something is not being done. But if every day I'm putting forth the effort, then there I will see the results. Success equals discipline and potential. You could be a person full of potential, but if you don't have the discipline, then you're not going to be nothing much more than a person full of potential. You got to have the discipline. You got to have the willpower to say, hey, this is what I want for my life. This is what I'm going to do. I won't change. A lot of people say, I won't change. I won't change. You're creating these vision boards. You're saying, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want. But what are you going to do to make these changes come to life? You have to change your habits. If I want to work out, I know that I'm only free in the morning. That means I have to get up every morning. I have to make it a discipline to wake up every morning at 5 o'clock to work out. The reason why a lot of us are trapped in the same cycle is because we don't want to own up to the fact that we have habits that are stopping us from keeping to grow. Habits are the small decisions you make and actions you perform every day. Your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. As Dominique said, some of us may be dealing with childhood trauma. If I make it a habit to keep brushing it to the side, then that's all I'm going to keep doing is brushing it to the side until I actually deal with it. The habit will become a characteristic of resentment. Yeah. So it's important for us to deal with those things. I can share my story. For a long time, I grew up in a church home where my grandmother would always say, "Just pray about it." I would ask her so many questions, and she would say, "Just pray about it." Although she had good intentions, I needed more than prayer. I had answers. My mother was an addict. She left. I had questions. Was it me? Was I the reason? What could it be? I had questions that I did not get answers to until 2 years ago. And I noticed that those unanswered questions, or me sweeping that trauma to the side, I became very resentful in certain relationships. In certain things I didn't want to, even with my friends. I had abandonment issues. So I would latch on or attach to people that I know wasn't no good for me, but they're present. Mama not present, never been present, so anybody that's present, I'm going to attach myself to them. And then I learned that's how I began to get verbally abused, mentally abused, and I tolerated it because I never dealt with that childhood trauma. I never got those answers. It's important for us to utilize therapy. We don't speak big on therapy. Yes, I know my grandma told me to pray about it, go to church, but God gave a gift to those therapists to be able to help us release what's built up inside of us. It wasn't until 2 years ago, and I've been preaching since I was 11 years old, and I still was like, I'm hurt because she left. She didn't tell me why, but I never sought out to get answers. I just prayed about it. But when I went to therapy, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my mother. I stopped being so resentful. I started being more forgiving. But most importantly, I was able to create boundaries because now I know my light. Now I know what I can and cannot tolerate. Why? Because I allowed myself to heal. I allowed myself to release what had me so bound for so long. Why? Because I created a habit of brushing stuff to the side. I created these habits to hold on to what's not good to me, or because I was dealing with abandonment. But now that I'm no longer dealing with abandonment, no longer dealing with these things, now I see myself in a whole different light. Now I don't tolerate too much. Now I have these boundaries. So I want to encourage you to look at your habits. Look at the things that you do without even thinking about it. Think about the things that you do so naturally. And when you start to think of that, you start to see sometimes you give energy to things that you don't need to give energy to. You start to see that people in your life really are not beneficial to you. A lot of times we hold on to relatives because we share the same blood. No, we just share the same blood. I can love you from afar. How? Love is an action word. Simple. I can pray for you and wish you well. That's an act of love. But sometimes I don't have to deal with you. And I feel as though once just look at your life and say, look at how far you came, but just look at what you still carrying. What baggage are you still carrying? Ask yourself that today. What baggage and what unnecessary baggage am I still carrying simply because I decided to just brush it to the side? You'll realize that, oh, you know what, I'm carrying a lot of stuff that I don't need. And once you start releasing that baggage, you start to feel a weight lift off of you. I'm no longer dealing with this. I'm no longer tolerating that. Yes, it does get lonely. Because once I started putting up boundaries, people was dropping left and right. And I was like, all right, wait a minute now. I didn't say I wanted to be alone. But I was able to be open to receive the correct love, the correct friends, the things that I really need. That's why I encourage people all the time, evaluate your circle. A lot of times, we allow seasonal people to stay for a lifetime. No, you were in my life for that season. I don't talk to half of my college friends. Why? Because that was the season. I don't talk to half of my high school friends. Why? Because that season is over. I'm in another season. Some people are seasonal people, and you have to accept that. You can self-sabotage a lot of your times because you hold on to people that were only meant to be in your life for 3 months. You're looking at this 3 years later, and they just causing you so much stress and drama, but that's because you allowed them in your space when their season is already done. There are 3 ways to form better habits. Start small, wait, and work your way up. I'm not saying, okay, I want to lose weight, so tomorrow I'm going hard in the gym, I'm doing 5 miles. No, I have to start small. I have to have a fitness coach. I have to be knowledgeable of what it is, and I have to start with an incredibly small habit, and I have to make it so easy that I can't say no. And then each and every day, you increase your habits in very small ways. When you slip, get back on track. Hold yourself accountable. I don't want a pity party, but I want a party to where I can reflect on what I did wrong, hold myself accountable, and bounce back. We are our biggest critics, but we also have to be our biggest empowerers. We have to empower ourselves. There's so many times when I'm dependent on somebody else to empower me, somebody else to speak to me. Oh, I'm going to call this person because I know they'll talk me out of this. I'm going to call this person. But not everybody's going to be available. I've learned that. I have 2 friends that I call almost every day with my issues. Ariel, she's in the back, and Natasha had to leave to go see her father. Them 2 I call about every day. And when they don't answer, I get frustrated. But I have to remind myself that I have to step back and say, it's okay. So Keisha, what are you going to do in this situation? Empower yourself, pour into yourself, just talk to yourself. And when I do that, I'm like, okay, now I feel better. Because then I don't want to put too much on them, and then I'm turning around. When they wasn't here for me, they fake, they did. No, they have lives too. Everybody's not going to always be who you want them to be to you. And that is okay. But you should be all that you need to be for yourself. Self-love goes a long way. Self-care goes a long way. You have all these titles: mother, sister, brother, husband, I'm a child. I have all these titles. I have all these duties. But who am I to myself? When do I take time to pour into myself? I have another hat than being a mother. I have another hat than just being a wife, being a husband, being a father. We have to learn how to take off all those hats and just pour into ourselves. You need to make it a priority to love on yourself. It's not selfishness. It's really you just building yourself up so that you can be better for your partner, better for your kids. The more I see parents take a break, the better attitudes they have when their kids is acting up. They not so agitated, they not so irritated. Why? Because they have taken time to themselves to regroup, to get themselves together. That's why it's important to know that you are somebody and you deserve the same amount of love that you give out to everybody else. Pour into your cup. Be patient. Stick to the plan. It's not going to happen overnight. I've been building and rebuilding and rebranding the Breakthrough Foundation since 2018. I've had about 17 executive members. I done had no members. I done went through it all, but I never stopped. I paused. I cried. didn't stop. Why? Because I knew that in my heart and in my mind, my vision, my goal was to empower somebody with a breakthrough service, to give them an empowerment event to where they can feel like, okay, now I feel good. I feel confident. I feel like I want to do that. I want to push you. I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you that you are not living in your past no more. The past is gone. Right now in the present, we're doing what we need to do to have a better future. I want to walk in my purpose. I don't want to continue to live the life that's pleasing to others. Because when you do that, you will be simply miserable. For example, I came to college. I came to IUPUI. I went to college for forensic science. Did I want to do that? No. But my mother, who was an addict, she always wanted to be a forensic scientist. So I said, well, I'm going to go be a forensic scientist because that's what my mama wanted to be. What did I do? I failed all my classes. Why? Because I wasn't interested in it. So, what they do, I waste time, I waste money of 2 years. Okay, I'm going to take a break from school and figure it out. I go back to school. Wow, my grandma said, you're good with kids, you need to go to school to be a teacher. Okay, I'm going back to school to teach. I do like kids. I get in school to be a teacher, failed all my classes. Why? Because that was not my dream. That's not something that I wanted to do. Now, I've wasted 5 years of college of credits that do not serve me because that's nothing that I wanted to do. I take a break, a long break. It's about 4 years. Then I said, okay, after working 165 hours every 2 weeks, 3 jobs, just trying to make ends meet and live my little luxury lifestyle I call having, I said, you know what, I can't keep doing this. I can't work like this. I can't live like this. I went back to school. Went back to school for accounting. Look at that, straight A's, Dean's list, graduating early. I said, well, I could have been did this. But instead of thinking about what I could have been did, I celebrated myself in the moment. And I allowed myself to understand that you needed to go through that to understand that you don't have to live a life pleasing to other people for them to stay in your life. That's right. Live your life for you. Go after what you want. And those who love you will be there to celebrate you. Those who care about you will be in your corner. Stop doing things for the exception of others. Rejection is okay. Rejection is normal. You're going to be rejected, and that's okay. Because somebody's rejection, that's nothing but God redirecting you to another place. That's not what he had intended for you. So when you get rejected, don't get mad. That's just not that wasn't what it was. Even though I may have wanted it bad. I mean, there'd be some situations, I call Ariel, I want this bad. She'd be like, well, that's it, do what you got. But it's not for you. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. It's not going to align with your purpose. It's not going to do nothing but train you mentally and physically. When you want to know what's for you, it's going to add value to you. It's going to add value to you. So, what causes bad habits? Most of your bad habits are caused by 2 things: stress and boredom. You don't eliminate a bad habit, you replace it. I would think my bad habit would be Temu. Hey, let me talk about Temu, but look, I love Temu. Every time I got some downtime or some boredom, I get on Temu, okay? Temu not that bad, but, and then I had to tell myself, it's something else you could be doing. You could be reading, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, but I have to replace my boredom. If I know at work from 6 to 8, I'm not going to get no patients, then from 6 to 8, I need to be creating flyers for an event. I need to be looking for a venue. I need to be doing this. So it's like you have to replace a habit with another habit. It's not just something that's just going to go away. How to break a bad habit and replace it with a good one. Choose a substitute for your bad habit. Cut out as many triggers as possible. That's including people. Okay? I have this one cousin I like to go out with. But if I don't need to go out, then I don't need to call her. Okay? So therefore, you gotta cut out as many triggers as possible. Okay? Join forces with somebody. I had to learn that I cannot do everything by myself. And the company I keep is a reflection of me. And I can highly say that because every friend that I have, they are definitely a reflection of me. No, they might all not be entrepreneurs, but some of them have very good hearts. Some of them are very loving, very kind. My friends are truly a reflection of me. So surround yourself with people who live the way you want to live. I've been trying to find other life coaches to be around because I want to surround myself with them. So if any other events that Dominique have coming up, I'm gonna be there. Why? Because I want to surround myself with people. It's okay to be around people that are ahead of you.
Come on.
Don't look at it as intimidation, but look at it as a way for you to be elevated. Right? I'm gonna hang with somebody that has a degree in accounting. Why? So that they can teach me. A lot of times we get intimidated with other people's success. No, that's motivation. But you wouldn't get intimidated if you wasn't happy with who you were. So visualize yourself succeeding. I keep telling myself, next year when I get my bachelor's, I'm gonna go from that little Chevy out there to a nice Mercedes. I'm visualizing that success. I'm visualizing it. I'm telling myself, I done already printed the picture up and put it in my house. Why? Because I'm saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm succeeding. And no, it's not just material things I'm looking forward to, but I'm looking forward to feeling accomplished and that I've succeeded something that I want to do. Because many times when I wanted to go into accounting, don't do that. That's boring. Don't do it. You're going to hate it. Don't do it. But when I did it, I said, oh, I like this. I'm going to keep doing it. And I was working at a job called BC4. I was working in the accounting department. I said, I like this. This is what I think I want to do. So I said, well, I already got my foot in the door. I'm going to just stay in here and level up. But the CEO was a black man. And he came to me. He said, yeah, when you get your degree, I'm going to boost you on up. Wow, I know everything the girl next to me knows. And he said, no, until you get your degree, I will not increase your pay. I said, I'm going to keep making $16 an hour. She going to keep making $55. He said, yes, until you go back to school and get your degree, I will not up your pay. But it was a good experience that I had worked there for 2 years because I got to understand that I actually like accounting. I let so many people talk me out of what I knew I originally wanted to do simply because I valued their opinions. Not everybody that you value, their opinions will be good for you because they're not looking at the lens that you're looking through. They're looking at how they see you. Some people, they only see you as being a mother. Some people, I only see you cooking. I only see you doing this. I only see you doing that. So you got to look at the bigger picture. Know who you are. Stand firm in what you want in life. Plan for failure. This, my best friend brought flowers today for me. Why? Because this is my 18th event, but my first sold out ticket event. And I've been going at it since 2018. And Lord knows that in Vision Board Party for 2022, I was going to give up. I had sold tickets and only 6 people came. That's including the speakers. It was 3 of us. So that means only 3 people came. And I was so sad. I was like, so sad. I was like, oh man, I can't. I'm not doing another event. I'm done. But after that event, the 6 people that was there was 3 people that I had a credit coach, I had a fitness coach, and I spoke on a life coach. There was 3 people there that came to me and said, this event changed my life. You empowered me. And she fixed my credit, and I'm buying a home in 6 months. I said, really? They like this? So I was sad at the number. When that's not what I should have been looking at. It's never the number. Because you can have sold out events and still not move a soul. But the objective is to change a life. So if I just change one life, if I empower just one person, I've done enough. That's right. So planning for failure. Now, I treat each event like it's gonna be sold out. I overbuy food, I overbuy everything. Simply because even if I don't have it, okay, what's left? I just feed the homeless with it. Or I go to this place, I go to Wheeler Mission, I just give them my leftovers and it's okay. I've learned to be okay with failure. okay to a point to where I can keep going. Not okay to where I settle, but okay, I plan better. For this event, I planned totally different. I went live on Facebook. I hate doing that. But I had to step out my comfort zone if I wanted results. Because being comfortable, that doesn't give you any opportunity to grow. You have to be uncomfortable. It's when you're uncomfortable, it's when you grow. When you're uncomfortable, that's when things start to change. When you're uncomfortable, you start to feel a different type of way. I don't like being uncomfortable. But I noticed that when I'm uncomfortable, I get so much done. So you don't need to be someone else. All you need to be is the best version of you. I don't need to mimic no one. If I'm just me, myself, and I'm happy with me and myself, be my true, authentic self, that's all I need to be. Instead of using the word but to overcome negative self-talk. Use the word but to overcome negative self-talk. I may have planned differently or planned poorly for this, but I plan to change the way I approach this. Like I said, we can be our worst critics sometimes. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit. Thank you all so much for coming to the Vision Board Party. As you leave here, I want you to know that not just in 2024, but for the rest of your life, no excuses. Write the vision, make it plain, stick to it. Remember, success equals potential and discipline. Be dedicated. Wake up every morning hungry for success. Wake up every morning knowing that this vision board that I created, I'm going to bring it to life. Simply because I'm going to put in the work day in and day out. I may get distracted. I may fall off. That's okay. What's not okay is to stay in a stagnant zone. That's not okay. Keep going, keep pushing. Be all that you were created to be. And watch how everything manifests and how everything comes to life. Continue to walk in your purpose. I'm here to support all of you all. I believe that all of us can be something in life, and I believe that we are something already in life. All we have to do is keep going, keep growing, and keep walking in our purpose. Thank you so much.